on the computer.
Doing the same. Oh, record to this computer. Okay.
All right. Hello, Greg. How are you doing today?
I am Will, sir. How are you?
We were just chatting. Like Greg and I were talking churchy things, and we're like, oh, we should probably stop talking about Jesus and our experiences on Good Friday and just record. Even some of that stuff on Good Friday would have been funny to put into this.
Yeah, well, so you have Monday off. You were saying to me off air,
Yeah.
Which is great. So we had a fun experience here on Thursday.
Okay, what was it?
So got up Thursday morning as per usual, and I'm working here in the house because I was working from home on Thursday. So we sent Oliver to school, and about 10 minutes later, comes back to the door and comes in the house. He's like, yeah, there's no school today. And I'm like, there's no school? He's like, yeah, there was no school today. And I'm like, I knew that the elementary school kids didn't have school, but I didn't realize high school kids had no school too. But he's like, yeah, no, there was no school. And my teachers have been telling me all week. And I just didn't, like this morning, I was on autopilot and had no idea. So yeah, we sent him to school. His teachers made fun of him. The ones that were there and saw him, because he actually walked into class, was there, sat by himself, waiting, and then his English teacher basically said, go home.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Thursday was like, because Maddie's in university, so she up and went. James, his schedule is so off the wall. Like Thursdays, he doesn't start school until like 2 periods into school because he has off block and co-op. So, and his co-op class, he's at co-op. So when he shows up for co-op, his teacher tells him, "What are you doing here? You're doing your co-op. Why are you here? Do you have anything to tell me about your co-op this week? Did anything go wrong? No? Then why are you here?" So she said, if you don't want him to waste his time, just send me a note and say he will not be attending co-op on Thursdays. So he doesn't go to school until like halfway through the day. He goes for one class, has lunch, goes for another class, and then his other off, he has double off block. So he goes to work. So it's like, okay. No, I beat my parents at Catan twice last week. That was pretty much the excitement of my week. And then, yes, pseudo-religious organizations give you Monday off. I'm traveling, Gregory. We'll have to talk about this off air. Yeah, so I got 3 days, which won't affect because I'm back on the Friday, just after WrestleMania. I'm literally getting in a car on the Tuesday of that week. And then I'm going to Saskatchewan for a week, and I'm leaving on a Sunday and coming back on a Sunday. And then, and the first week in June again, national conference. So I will be in 7 different provinces. This is so weird because when we first started doing this podcast, you were traveling, and now
he was traveling, and now it's you.
Yeah, I know. Seven provinces in the next 8 weeks. So that's life.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot. Also, people like it when you're an asshole. Apparently, I don't know if you know that.
No.
Well, you are a big hit being trolling people like poor Matt Cardona and calling him the king of the jobbers.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not wrong.
Dude, you are not wrong. And it's worse this week. But people last night. So I want to shout out about 12 people who started following us on YouTube and some of our other social platforms. 12 on YouTube alone. There's some other social platforms people are joining us. So SmackDaddies.ca, you can find we're the SmackDaddies on most of your social platforms. You can find us. And thank you for everybody who started following us this week. And if you're listening to the podcast for the first time, thank you for jumping on. We say Brad, Greg, and then we do the formal introductions later. Greg, I got to tell you, so last night I had a weird dream. I was a Power Ranger.
Okay. All right.
And I was fighting putties.
Okay.
And I apparently tried to do a high kick. And then I woke myself up.
Oh.
My wife had bought my son and I matching pajama pants for Christmas. Okay.
Okay.
And we have both successfully blown the crotch out of them. I woke myself up and I had torn the entire crotch out of these pajama pants. And I was like, you bought them from Giant Tiger, didn't you? She's like, yes. So nope, don't buy your pajama pants from Giant Tiger.
crotchless pajama pants.
I apparently have crotchless pajama pants now. The kids were having a good laugh this morning. I didn't came after I changed to show them to the kids. They're looking at my wife like she has some explaining to do.
Yes, she probably does.
Oh, Greg, this is my favorite part of the podcast when we're like just hanging out and then I'm like, I always feel bad. I assume people think I must have naked pictures of you or blackmail material because I'm going to tell you I enjoyed SmackDown this week and you're going to be like, what's wrong with you?
I loved part of it. I hated part of it. So, I mean, I laughed, I cried, I complained.
Yeah. So my wife and I last night were watching the season 2 of this show called Jury Duty, which we're going to go back and watch season 1. And the premise is the Joe Schmo show.
Yeah. So I started watching season 1 and never really finished it. So yeah.
I can't tell you how much I enjoyed season 2 because the guy in season 2, it's basically The Office. So this guy gets hired as a temp for a company. He gets a 2-day orientation and then he ends up at their company retreat. And everybody else is an actor and they're at this resort. The lady who runs the resort is an actor. There's this whole thing where the owner is retiring and the son's taking it over. And it's all of this drama. And you're like, oh my gosh. But the guy who's at the center of it, the non-actor could be an actor. And he is so damn likable, Greg. He is so likable. Yes, he is at one point, you're like, this is the nicest person. And without spoiling the whole thing, one of the actors on the show at the end of it, they show a scene where it's them kind of like after everything's starting to break down. And she walks over and hugs him and says, if I had a son, I would want him to be you. You are one of the finest human beings I've ever met.
Oh, that's nice.
And so that should give you the incentive to watch the show because he's sweet, Greg. Like, I got to tell you, he's one of those guys that you're like, this is a really good dude. And I'm happy something good happened to somebody. I mean, sure, he's embarrassed for a bunch of shows, but they get money at the end of it, right?
Yeah. No. And you know what? I never actually got into The Office.
Oh, you didn't like I see, neither have I, but this was that Office style humor. Like, I love that stuff. Also, Greg, I got a confession to make here on the podcast. So, bless me, Father. I haven't sinned, but the story is that, do you know that my first date with my wife, I convinced everybody not to show up. And it was just me and my wife watching the finale of Joe Schmo when she was on her couch.
Oh, okay.
And so my first date with my wife was Joe Schmo.
Interesting.
So those shows will always have a special place in our heart.
So speaking of, things that you've seen, I texted you on Thursday.
Yeah.
Because your doppelganger was out in the wild on Thursday.
Oh yeah, the guy that looks like me in Dartmouth.
Yeah, well, I spent Wednesday going to Cineplex. See, look, in my mind, it's always Empire Theaters. I went and picked up the Yoshi special edition popcorn bucket, and then we went on Thursday to go see the new Super Mario Galaxy movie with your doppelganger.
Oh, that's hilarious. I have it on my list to do this weekend. I'm trying to convince everybody else in the family. My wife won't go see it, so it'll probably just be me and Maddie, maybe James. If I can do it before Sunday night, before his girlfriend arrives back from her Europe trip, then yes. If not, I'm going to try and convince him. It's like, that's what we should do Sunday night. He wants to go to the airport and see her there. And I'm like, let's go watch the movie, and then we'll go right to the airport afterwards.
Yeah, we went and watched it on Thursday. Yeah. Oh. So we saw it pretty quickly.
I hear it's incredible.
It is great. There's a lot of fun things in it. There's a lot of laugh out loud moments in it. I highly recommend it. I guess the next one I'll see in theaters, because legitimately I don't think I've been to a movie theater since the last Mario Brothers movie.
The next one will be the next Mario Brothers movie or Sonic?
No, actually neither. It'll be The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh, I will see Spider-Man when that comes out. That is probably my next trip to the theater after this Mario movie, because there's just not, like, if it doesn't have crazy special effects, it's going to be on one of my streaming services in 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's I bought 2 packs of the like Costco movie passes. So I was like, well, we'll do one for this and one for that.
Well, that's it. Like there's just it used to be back in the day, there was always stuff. And the other thing was you were waiting a long time. Like it was 6 months. If you really wanted to see something, you were going to wait 6 months. Now it's 6 weeks.
Right.
Sometimes the theater run bleeds into the home availability.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, and the last one I'm going to pitch here is I will tell you, we're watching Punisher. Highly recommend, or not Punisher, Daredevil, with the Punisher special one-shot special coming up. If you like the Marvel stuff, that's been very good. And I will pitch again. If you have Disney Plus, Paradise, 2 seasons, they're 8 episodes each. The show is, if you liked Lost, you'll like this. If you don't like Lost, don't bother.
Fair enough.
And maybe we'll get an ending.
Maybe. I was actually just looking ahead at that Devil Wears Prada 2 for the opening day. There are literally just 16 seats sold for the damn thing. Like, why is nobody going to go see that? No one goes to theaters anymore. Like, I was talking to the lady at the theater there on Thursday, and she's like, we're slammed here. It's really, really busy. And I'm like our theater was half empty.
Oh, and when you think about it, Greg, like I can't speak for your experience in Newfoundland, but here in Nova Scotia, like there was 2 theaters here. One was the Empire and one was the I don't even remember, Famous Players. And so there was 2 of them, one in the Penhorn Mall and one here down where the Woodlawn Library is. And so we had 10, 15 screens there. There was another bunch out in Bedford. There was some in Halifax. Like there was about 20, there was probably 10 theaters, and none of them were second runs. And now there's what?
Well, I mean, there's one here in Dartmouth.
Yeah.
There's one in Bears Lake. There's one downtown, the Park Lane, which has 4 screens and now also plays old movies. Yeah. And Sackville.
Yeah, like we went from 10 or 12 to 4, and it's just, I think that, I mean, one of them is a climbing gym, another one is a library. Like it is just this thing. I think we are, as our home theaters have gotten better, and also COVID changed a lot of things, but also like the price of things has changed a lot.
Oh,
how much is popcorn, Greg?
A lot. Well, I mean, the bucket that we were looking at was to buy the Yoshi bucket in the combo was like $54.
Right. So when you think about that, I always go by, like, you think about minimum wage, which is like $15.50 or almost $16 now in Nova Scotia. Let's say 16. Yeah. So when it's 4 hours of your minimum wage job, you start going, this is ridiculous.
It's not worth it. Yeah, the last time I was at Park Lane was several years ago. We went to it because they were streaming it. I think it was like the 20th anniversary of Die Hard or Die Hard 2 or something that myself and a friend went to just before Christmas.
And that's the kind of stuff you watch and you go, these are great, but do I really need to go see this? But those are the special ones. It's like the priest at my church was talking about. He went and saw Braveheart at the oldest theater in town when it was still a theater. You know what the punchline of that story is?
What?
It was he was there in his kilt and his whole bit, and it was hosted by the Pagan Society of Dal.
Oh, that's hysterical. That is hysterical.
I was like, were you in your clerics? And he was like, no. I was like, oh, that'd be even funnier if you were in your clerics. So stuff is like, so he's known to wear his kilt with his priesty stuff. I was like, I was dying. And so, Greg, we have dilly-dallied and shilly-shallied. Shall we start the podcast?
All right.
SmackDaddies! Well, hello, friends, and welcome to your SmackDown review for The Hub. I am Brad the Dan. Riding shotgun with me is my tag team partner, Greg, Father Feltham.
Bless you, my son.
And we're your SmackDaddies for The Hub. We are available also at SmackDaddies.ca, where you can watch us be idiots. I'm having a lot of fun, Greg, using Suno to make songs and just us being arseholes, like picking on the Bellas, picking on poor Matt Cardona, talking about how you build a baby face. Because I think this run to WrestleMania on SmackDown will be, we talk about how to build a baby face. And they have successfully made Randy Orton into the hottest baby face in professional wrestling today.
Did they?
I'm making a case that he is way more over now than he's been in years, and they're trying to make this guy into a heel, but they are failing miserably.
Well, let's talk about it, because our first segment of the night
is Randy Orton. After we got recap number 1. Stephanie McMahon trying to talk Cody Rhodes into being a bad guy. Not yours, the wrong Stephanie, though.
I legit don't know who's the bad guy and who's the face here. I can't figure it out.
Greg, at the end of the segment, we may play the Who's the Heel game, because I think that is going to be the name of the game. But she's trying to talk him into having an edge. And I think this whole storyline is it's like the Attitude Era. They're trying to turn everybody into a shade of gray, but they're failing at making Cody. Like, Cody is the well-dressed, blonde-haired, and by the way, if you Google blonde-haired, well-dressed men, that's a whole thing on the internet right now about setting up warning signs for people. My wife was like, yeah, why are people cheering Cody with his iridescent pants, where his pants change colors?
I don't know.
Dude, the guy was he was dying. And so our hero comes out in his hometown with his custom merchandise, and he hears voices in his head. They talk to him. They understand. RKO everyone, St. Louis. And the crowd serenades him. And here's our horrible heels logic. You ready, Greg? I am going to win a title and bring it home to my hometown. The crowd cheers, but I'm not doing it for them. The crowd cheers some more. I'm doing it for the 6 people in the front row, as he points at his family. God damn it. What a terrible heel, Gregory. He's a terrible, evil man.
Yeah, but I think he was trying to be like, I'm not actually from here anymore. Like, this is where I got confused in all this. Well, it may be his hometown and he was raised here. Yeah, to me, I wasn't 100% confident that this was supposed to be him being good.
I am sure it's him trying to be good, because, well, I don't think it is. But the problem is the crowd is there, and and then he says, hey, Cody, I watched Raw. So first of all, he's better than both of us because he sat through Raw. Fair. Greg's nodding his head. It's like, yeah, no, we don't watch Raw. Like,
yeah, fair.
And Greg, I will give you another.
This is going to be so much more fun.
Oh, it's because
are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I just try to switch over to my thing every time. Normally, when I press the button and I switch over to my internet, and I switch over to my hardwire, I realized I was on Wi-Fi. There was a little bit of a delay, and I was like, "Oh, I'll switch over to my hardwire. That'll fix it." Nope, it made me jump. Okay, so
I kept all that in. I was like, I legit was like, oh, Brad lost power, because there's a little bit of wind out there today. So legit, I was like, Brad's lost power. We're leaving this all in. Screw it.
Well, I could have lost power. It's Nova Scotia, 30-kilometer-an-hour winds, Nova Scotia Power. By the way, they're talking about in New Brunswick, they had a thing this week, just to get in the news for 10 seconds. They're talking about selling their public utility. Gregory, would you like to say anything to the people of New Brunswick about selling your public utility?
Yeah, just look across your border.
Akbar says it's a trap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cody can't be a killer, and if Cody can't be a killer. That's basically the synopsis of Monday and Stephanie. And he's like, you aren't a killer. I am. And then out comes Cody Rhodes because he's a killer, Greg. He's coming out to confront him. And before they really get into it, we get the return of WWE commentator turned NWO member, Pat McAfee.
Yeah, again, this is where I'm really struggling as to whether this is a heel move or not, because this to me screams heel, the whole Pat McAfee bit. This is where I will admit that I was wrong, because what was it, 2 weeks ago, or was it last week that he was on the phone call and I was like, oh, this is going to be Kevin Owens?
Which would make, by the way, way more sense.
100% would make more sense. This Pat McAfee thing was a little bit of out of left field. Did I enjoy this? Absolutely, I did. I thought this was a great twist that I did not see coming. And I enjoyed this segment and the beatdown and the
kicking the balls. Don't forget the most important part. Kick right in the balls.
Kicking the balls, but look, the holding the referees and everyone back, the security staff back. I thought this was a great segment, actually, and I was surprised I was finding myself saying that.
Yeah, that's right. And Pat McAfee then cuts his promo saying that he is done with this show. The show has been crap. This show has, well, he started cursing like a sailor at this point, and he said, he calls him British. Nick Aldis gets called British Adam Pearce. I died.
That's almost like a Danhausen line.
And then he's like, I'm tired of you putting 5'5" vanilla midgets on the screen for 45 minutes when you have Randy Orton here in the back. And I'm like, dude, he's not wrong. Like,
he's basically saying SmackDown has been shit and it's your fault and I'm here to fix it. And I'm like, all right, I'll bite. Let's see where this goes.
And then the show has been bad because I was an Attitude Era fan and you've been trying not to cater to us. And I want to bring back the Attitude Era. I'm like, yeah, this is definitely the heel right here. He's trying to bring back the Attitude Era. And this is me being sarcastic because the part of wrestling that everybody I know liked was the Attitude Era, and he wants to bring it back. That's not going to get you booed.
No, and I don't know if we're trying to do the whole double heel turn thing, the double turn thing here with Randy and Cody. I don't know what they're doing.
Then they make fun of the shows that are on Netflix, like the behind the scenes stuff. And Pat McAfee nitpicks WWE into oblivion. I was like, he did a better job criticizing this show than we do. Pat McAfee, you win. You can join the SmackDaddies. Come on over. We'll have a coffee on a Saturday morning or a beer on a Saturday night, and we'll jump on Zoom. Or if you know what, you're rich, we'll fly to your studio. You can fly us out, and we'll join you. We'll just shit talk this show for an hour, except you, because Greg, this is the best part of SmackDown in months.
No, I don't agree.
You hated this.
No. There's a part of SmackDown I enjoyed much more coming up tonight.
Okay. To this point, though, To this point,
absolutely.
I know that we love R-Truth and we love Danhausen, but for a serious main event storyline, this is 100%. As good as it gets.
100%. Yeah.
But Greg, this leaves us with our question of the day.
Good guy, bad guy, nobody knows. Crowd's on fire, but the story's broke. So let's all ask before we squeal. Tell me now, who's the heel?
Excellent.
Do you know who the heel is, Greg, in this show?
Still haven't figured it out yet.
They're really risking Cody. If Cody's not meant to be turning heel, they're in trouble because they're gonna cheer Randy and boo Cody.
Yep.
Oh, and because we saw old traditions die hard, recap 2. What we just saw.
Yeah, because we came back and was like, oh wait, let's redo this.
If you have Alzheimer's and you need some television shows to watch, I highly recommend wrestling because they will recap it every so often. You're like, oh yeah, I forgot that just happened. So Randy and Pat McAfee in the back, and they start talking about how I just came here to remind you, Randy, that you are a GOAT and that you are in the GOAT conversation. And sometimes a GOAT just needs to be reminded that they're the best. and then they peel out in a truck. The only heel part about this is that I think that was a Ford.
Sure.
We'll see him a block away. The car will be broken down. He'll need service.
Possibility. Not gonna lie.
Okay, and then we're gonna get Rhea Ripley versus Michin. But before that, hey Greg, remember how this faction formed, and remember how they had a match? I used in air quotes last week.
Yes, vaguely.
So this match is Rhea Ripley beating up Michin. Then there's distractions. This allows Michin to hit some moves, including her finisher, which doesn't finish Rhea Ripley. So Rhea Ripley then hits a Razor's Edge. By the way, big shout out to Michin. There was a struggle to get Michin up for the Razor's Edge, and she literally puts her foot on the ropes and pushes herself up into the Razor's Edge.
Just to make it a little easier.
Make it a little easier. And we get a prison trap at the end for the win. Greg, it was a much this match. I got to tell you, every time I watch Michin in the ring, I'm like, we have done this girl dirty. She is too good just to be part of the job squad.
Yeah.
And
I legit wasn't sure if they were going to give Michin the win here.
They should have given her the win. Rhea loses nothing if B-Fab and those guys like screw Rhea over.
Yeah.
And Michin can't use Eat Defeat as a finisher anymore, because that's like the fourth or fifth time we've seen her kick out, like somebody kick out of it.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a big problem.
Yeah, we can't be using finishers for things like that. Anyways, afterwards, everybody jumps in the ring. The heavy B-Fab comes in. That lasts about 10 seconds. She gets headbutted, but don't worry, they get distracted by Jade, and then the beatdown's on, and Rhea's going to be left laying. But here comes Io Sky. Greg, I think we've made an official trade, and no take backsies. I think we're going to send the Wyatts over to Raw, and we're going to take back Io and Rhea. That seems like a fair trade.
Hopefully.
You know what? Maybe it's not fair. We'll give them the MFTs too, because we're such nice guys.
We are nice guys.
That's right. They can watch that on Raw, and we will keep Rhea and Rio, and Greg.
We can keep Rio.
Yeah, and then of course in the back, just after this, we see them talking about their friendship, and it's so cute. Greg, I just want more of this. I just want more of this in my life. We're getting a tag match with Probably, and the only thing I hate about this is that if Io Sky doesn't have a match at WrestleMania, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I think it's a distinct possibility she won't.
We just put together a women's scramble for the US title the way they put the one together for the IC title. Take the odds and sods and make a ladder match. There's 2 nights, one ladder match a night, or you know what? Tables match. We got a ladder match. Let's do a tables match on the other show.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, just something. Cage, anything. Just put some of the gals in. The women's US title has we didn't see any of those gals tonight. We didn't see Julia. We didn't see Tiffy. We didn't see Chelsea. You had Rhea. You had Io into this match, and there you go. You got a 4-way.
Yep. Yeah, you could go that route for sure.
Also, Asuka is not and Kairi.
Yeah, Asuka and Kairi.
Because they're not accounted for. It's like no. That's the weirdest part about this show is that the men's division I think has too many matches on the shows, and the women are not accounted for.
Fair.
Greg, so now we're getting into your favorite wrestler, as the internet has spoken. We called him King. All hail Matt Cardona, King of the Jobbers, from King of the Indies to King of the Jobbers.
Right.
And now he's in the back getting his hand checked out because, I'm sure that's fine after this week, after being torn apart. And Aleister Black comes in and goats him into a match. Are we going to get a heel turn on Matt Cardona?
I doubt it. At least not yet.
Does he desperately need to become Matt Cardona from the Indies so that he can stop being Zack Ryder from WWE?
No, not at this point. I think he's in the role he's in. So over under 6 months with that cast? No, that's a good question. I'm hoping under.
Oh, come on. I worked for Cowboy Bob.
I was going to say Cowboy Bob Cardona.
Oh man, yes, but didn't Cowboy Bob lose all his matches?
Well, the branch doesn't far fall from the tree.
Are we sure that he's not like Randy's cousin or something?
Might be.
Is that why he beat him up so bad last week?
That's a possibility as well.
And over 1,000 people agreed with us, by the way, Greg, that he is all hail Matt Cardona, king of the Indies. Oh my gosh, Greg, the next one. I forgot what was next. And so, Gregory, I have a little Easter present for you. Before we get into this, it's a little.
I like Easter presents.
It's an Easter lament featuring. Well, I know what you want to happen before we talk about the MFTs.
Tell you, you managed to drag the gospel choir out of church for a couple hours, record that for us.
Oh yeah, no. Well, in between services, they came over. We did a rehearsal, and
nice.
They did a great job with that. That was a beautiful Easter like lament, and
yes,
I mean, I could as they were recording, I was like, when we talk about the MFTs this week, this is going to be Greg's song. This is
it definitely,
and the MFTs are there, and Tama Tonga is trying to talk sense into Solo to get rid of that stupid lantern, and he's looking for a volunteer to face Howdy, and Tama Tonga is going to face Uncle Howdy in a Sweet Baby Jesus. Why is this match happening?
Here's the honest to God truth. I was okay with this because I think we have some finality now.
Yes, except that I will tell you, when I saw Uncle Howdy later, I immediately went, like, does this guy not go to the gym anymore?
I never even really looked that hard at him.
Look at his arms. He has no definition in his body. Like, you look at him next to Tama Tonga. One of these dudes looks like he rolled in and can wrestle, like right out the indies. And the other guy looks like he goes to the gym every day.
Gotcha.
And so that's my bigger thing about Uncle Howdy and Tama Tonga, which, by the way, is the next match, is that Bo Dallas isn't working out. And this match was so slow.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I was just more positive on it because I'm praying that that's the end and I don't have to see this again. So I graded this one on a curve.
It's not the end because Solo comes out with the lantern, even though he said that there was going to be a one-on-one match, and he tries to tease Uncle Howdy, distracts him, going to hit him, and Tama Tonga won't take the help. So Uncle Howdy catches it with Sister Abigail, and then at the end, they get in each other's faces, that's Solo and Tama, and he lets Howdy take the lantern. And this leads to and I'll just throw the backstage piece in from later, Greg, because this basically leads to us having this issue where Tama Tonga and Solo are fighting over who's actually in charge, and they're going to get back on mission to take over SmackDown. But first, they got to get rid of the Wyatts.
Listen, I'm just happy that I'm living in my own little world right now, Brad, that this is over and we don't have to see it again.
You know, this the night before WrestleMania, because there's no way they're putting this crap on WrestleMania, that we're going to get some sort of elimination match.
Yeah, I don't know, and I'm not sure. I don't know what we're doing with WrestleMania this year, to be honest with you, because these friggin' 3-hour SmackDowns are enough to kick in the teeth.
I said to my wife, she started watching the show, and I'm like, Greg and I will tell you that this is normally a good, not great, 2-hour show, but the problem is they're currently 3.
Yeah. 100%.
That is 100% the problem. And yeah, and on that weekend alone, like, I'm way more excited to watch the Invisible Man versus Sandman in Sandman's retirement match.
I don't even know what to say.
You're supposed to say, let's go, Invisible Man. He's gonna take another career, Greg.
Yeah.
Okay. Cursed Miz and Kit Wilson are walking in the back, and Kit is lamenting his week. Speaking of laments, and Miz keeps trying to say there is no curse, while he looks progressively more disheveled.
Yes, and it's great.
And then he runs into Truth, and Truth's trying to get his hot tub installed, and he informs them that the new Judgment Day is not taking applications.
Yes.
And
Nick Aldis's credit card declined.
Truth is so good. And then basically they talk themselves into an open challenge. And so our priest will face Toxic Miz. Right. Greg, this match.
And more on that coming up, because
you just love this whole thing.
We got another segment to get to. Yeah, we got another segment to get to first before we get to the match.
Right, because Sami Zayn comes out. Sami Zayn's in the back with Nick Aldis, and he's going to have a title celebration. But first, Greg, we need to get. I hope they filmed these last week with these guys, so they didn't have to show up this week. Jacob Fatu next to a chain link fence, because he's street, Greg. He's street. And he went from the street to jail to the independents to WWE, and everything has made him into the man he is today. And at WrestleMania, an unsanctioned match is right up his alley. And he's going to end Drew McIntyre.
No, really don't want to see that.
This match, these guys, I still feel like these guys should have been. I mean, we're going to get something good with Cody and Randy, but I would have loved to have these guys, for their sake, be in the title picture.
Sure.
Anyway, speaking of title pictures, Sami Zayn's going to go out and celebrate after he's apologized to Trick, but he hears music, and it's not his music. It is Trick Williams' music. Whoop that Trick. And he's on a spinning platform, and Little Yachty is with him.
Yes.
He's so cool. Like, Trick oozes cool.
Oh, sure.
And then he cuts a promo, Greg.
I was going to say, I think my favorite line, though, was Wade Barrett telling Joe Tessitore that he was, what do you call him?
Little rowboat?
Little boat?
Little rowboat.
And he's like, no, more like little canoe.
He was just killing him. Anyways, Little Yachty, and then Trick sets off Sammy's pyros. Sami comes out and he goes, "You're all about the pizzazz, where I am really about what happens after the ring. That's never been my style." Yet they call him Ginger Snap. That's also amazing. And Sami says,
ale, like they find any ginger related reference to call him.
He is Canada Dry. You could go deep with that one.
That's actually pretty funny. He could be Canada Dry ginger ale.
No, you just call him Canada Dry, and if you don't know, it's ginger ale because he's from Canada. Anyways, he gets cut. He's basically, they're going back and forth, and then out comes Mello, who says, "I've been carrying SmackDown on my back, and you took advantage of a situation last week, and you won the title, and I want a rematch." And Sami doesn't want to give him a rematch because he's so close to WrestleMania. But then finally, Trick like goats him a little bit, and he laments, not laments. He repents. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, Greg. He allows it to happen.
I think relent is what you're trying to say. Ah,
yes, he relents, and so we're getting a match, Greg. We're going to get our main event tonight is going to be Mello versus Sami Zayn. And the winner gets to fight Trick at WrestleMania. I was waiting for Sami to be smarter and say, "You know what, Trick? If you want to give him an opportunity, why don't you wrestle him?"
Yeah.
But Sami's not that smart. He's not even a dumb babyface anymore. At this point, he's a dumb turning heel.
I legit think that this is moving towards, obviously, a three-way for WrestleMania.
The match will be better if it's a three-way.
Yeah.
So, and in fairness, Mello deserves to be on Mania. He has carried this show since Christmas.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so we covered the Wyatts. We're now into the Aleister Black match, Greg. Oh boy.
The jobbing match of the night?
The Superstar Special?
Yeah.
This match, I mean, they're talking about every time Cardona tries to do anything, he grabs that arm. And he sold that hand like a champion.
He did.
Selena distracts him, so he gets legs swept and lands right on the hand. And then afterwards, Cardona has some sweet moves in this. Like when they try the suplex and he floats over into the neck breaker, great. Yeah. His drop kick off the middle rope, his double under powerbomb, all good. But out of nowhere, Black Mass, it's over. And Cardona continues the I can't win on SmackDown.
Yep.
He hasn't had this many losses since the last time he was in WWE.
Facts.
King of the Indies. But Greg, go ahead. You can say it.
Yeah, King of the Jobbers.
So we get a little promo in the back with Bayley Lyra, and Bayley's back on WrestleMania. I'm happy for her that she's on WrestleMania this year because she got hosed last year, but is it a big win to be in the tag match on WrestleMania?
I mean, at least she made it.
Okay, another recap. Our fourth recap is Lesnar and Obafemi.
Yeah, this is one I'm actually interested in seeing.
As long as Lesnar loses, I am fine. The ruler needs to win.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, don't Dean Ambrose him.
No, and this is one of those ones that I think that if they're smart, they have the ring implode type thing.
Yeah, some sort of gimmick. Also, I don't know if you saw in Raw, where Seth Rollins is going to end up with Gunther.
Yes, we got two people who are still injured, and we can't guarantee they're going to make Mania match of the year.
Yeah, that's really it. And so we can't make the match we want. So instead, this is the match you're going to get.
So Gunther can't retire Rey Mysterio. And Seth can't beat Braun Breaker.
Right. Or Braun can't beat Seth, depending on how this match ends. Okay, so we get Charlotte and Alexa versus Lyra and Bayley. And this match, I am grading on a curve, Greg. Do you know why? Oh, wait, sorry. Drew McIntyre laments about how great he is and how he got screwed out of WrestleMania and his WrestleMania moment with his family, and he's going to settle the score. So couldn't miss that important factoid from SmackDown.
Right.
Because next they have to do contract signing and then under one roof. That we have to go through all the Detroit things, right?
Yeah, because that's absolutely necessary. We don't have FedEx or anything. And
then in the women's tag division, we're just going to keep having teams face each other one-on-one so that everybody beats everybody else. Or or like one team beats one team and then another team beats a different team. So it's like this giant snake that's eating its own tail.
Sure.
So the only thing I will say that this match gets a positive and the curve part is that there's no Bellas.
That's fair. One of them's injured and WrestleMania is in doubt, so.
Oh, well, you know what? Kabuki Warriors, come on down. The match will be 100 times better.
That may very well be what made happen here.
Anyways, I'm good. Like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean to the Bellas. Actually, I do mean to be mean to the Bellas. I'm not going to lie. You should see her. You can see all the videos on YouTube. But that is, I want good wrestling and the Bellas can't do it. Like that, this match was excellent. This was a great tag team match with, basically the double team at the end, the double natural selection and a win. Like there was lots of good spots in this match, hot tags, great stuff. These four women are incredible. And the only woman in this match who wasn't a world champion, and I will say world champion yet, is Lyra.
And that was the one when I saw this match start. I'm like, well, we know who's going to take the pin here.
You weren't wrong. It wasn't going to be Bayley.
No, it was one of these things. It was like, we know how this is actually going to work.
Yeah. Hey, listen, there was no shade on any of these women. And then, of course, Nia and Lash Legend come in and destroy everybody and leave them laying and grab their titles. Again, no Bellas, no problems.
No.
So Miz is convincing Kit Wilson that there's no curse. I mean, come on, they got a tag title match out of this. And then Danhausen shows up behind them and Miz says that there's no curse. And he's like, listen, I'll take the curse off you. All you have to do is let me come down to the ring with you. And he says, we're not going to let that happen. And then he says, fine. I love how he's like got the teeth as well, Greg, and he's like shaking his little bottle of teeth, and
That's right.
he won't uncurse them. And then when Miz about to yell at him, he's disappeared and should have taken him up on his offer, Miz.
Should have.
But is this where we put the rant in about where are the other tag teams?
At this point, I really don't care.
Oh, come on, Greg. Poor Street Profits, poor Motor City Machine Guns, poor Fraxium, poor Los Garzas. Like, where have all my tag teams gone?
Legit. I didn't miss them tonight.
I will tell you, Greg, one of the biggest problems we have right now in wrestling is the fact that in WWE is that all of the tag teams, all of the titles are on singles pairs, and there is no like Usos, New Day, Viking Raiders, Alpha Academy, the two brothers that are the other Alpha Academy. Like, there's tag teams in this company, but they don't wrestle. But you don't miss them because we got guys we like. But I still would, like, we're not building anything for these tag titles. I don't think either set of tag titles are getting defended at WrestleMania.
I don't know. We'll see.
I think you're going to get a 6-man with LA Knight and the Usos teaming up against ISO Speed and the Vision.
Do you think he'll be uncursed by then?
Oh, I think he's screwed. And then on the other show, I think all of these guys are in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I think our Priest isn't getting a match on the show. I think they're going to be on SmackDown duty.
Maybe, but that would be unfortunate. But I would hope that they get something on the show.
They should be on the show. You fired Truth this time last year, and he needs a make do.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to our incredible tag match between 4 singles wrestlers, our Priest versus Toxic Miz, and of course, our Truth gets distracted by Miz and Kit attacks from behind.
I was going to say, we forgot to talk about the part where our Truth and Damian Priest meet backstage, and our Truth confused Danhausen for Asuka.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. You're right.
And who's the other one he had confused?
Danhausen for Asuka, and I don't remember, Greg.
It was so fun. I'm sorry. The highlight.
Danhausen makes everything better. And that's this match. This whole match just build to Danhausen. And the other thing about this match is nobody worked too hard. Like, this match had lots of cool, like, little spots, John Cena tributes. But basically the match doesn't start until Danhausen's music hits. And he comes out and he's there. And he's even offering to help them and uncurse them. But eventually he offers to be the hot tag. And my favorite part is Miz won't tag him. The ref's trying to say you can't be tagged. And our Truth tags in Danhausen. And we finally get that.
First, he's like, oh, yes, you're right, because he wasn't holding the tag rope. So then he goes to hold the tag rope. Right? Oh, yes, okay, now I got to make it legal. I got to hold the tag rope first.
And then we get a tag. And Greg, I die at this point, because then he curses the referee. And just so it's clear, I put that in the group chat. He cursed the referee because Miz pulls him.
Miz pulls the referee and he curses Dan Engler.
Right. And poor Dan Engler's cursed. And so after this, we get the sequence where Miz eventually hits Truth with skull crushing finale. 1, 2, and the shoulder pops out and he can't count 3. And the curse has ruined Dan's shoulder. And instead, we end up having the save being made, and our Priest wins, and all is right with the world. Greg.
Yeah, Dan Engler has to count with his left arm
while holding his right afterwards. He's like counting with his left, and then he's like
holding his right. Yeah.
It was amazing. Dan Engler was fantastic in this bit. He did a great job. And then, of course, later on, there's a backstage one where Danhausen apologizes. He says, normally I charge human monies to undo the curse. However, this one was Danhausen's fault.
My bad. This is my bad. Taps him on the shoulder, and then his arm is healed.
And then he goes, thanks, Danhausen. And he goes to turn to Danhausen, has disappeared again. This is the spooky crap I like. It's like, because WWE can't do serious spooky crap, so do goofy spooky crap.
This was just so fun. So fun.
And
like, this is what I loved with this.
Dude, he didn't hit the skull crushing. He got Danhausen to the skull crushing finale. And so Randy has kind of hinted to me that maybe Danhausen can't take many bumps at this point in his career. So, like, I love the fact they're working around the fact that he's either got an injury or they've just worked around it. Like, he's not bumping. And he's an important part of the show.
He's made them more money than what he's cost them up to this point. I'm sure.
And social
he's a net positive on the business up to this point.
And
I mean, just in t-shirt sales.
Oh, listen, t-shirt sales alone, he was the number one selling thing on WWE. I think all the shirts are the number one selling thing, Greg. And then we have him. Then after all this, I like this part here too. They just bleed into Cody. Cody comes down. He takes out Kit Wilson, which is like, at this point, you know what you're doing. Like, Kit Wilson is a cult favorite, so you're going to attack him. And he says Pat McAfee being the man on the phone would have been like if Disco Inferno was the third man in the NWO.
Yeah. And here's the part where I think I was confused, and I think this is where SmackDown fell off the rails for me, because I think that was the main event, what we had just seen, and then this Cody part, and then to have another match after it, I was like, oh shit, right, this still keeps going. Like, this was the end of our 2 hours and we were fine.
This was like a Netflix show where the logical ending was Cody cutting this promo and talking about how he doesn't know if he has that bad guy in him anymore after 2 kids, but he's going to need to find that. And they say legacy explodes. And yeah, at this point, I think Cody Rhodes can pick up the phone. This guy has recently been cleared of all charges. He can call in, you know what, if Randy can call in backup for Pat McAfee, Cody can call in Ted DiBiase Jr.
Yeah. I don't know at this point. Yeah.
And then Greg's highlight of WrestleMania the next recap. Punk and Roman in the same arena for the 14th time.
Yup.
And then we get a recap of Kevin Owens and Steve Austin. And then we get to the Sami Zayn and Melo match. And I'm like, oh yeah, they still haven't, this match didn't happen yet. That was like...
This is what I mean. Like, this show should have finished probably... I wouldn't have even had the Cody segment. I would have shut it down after the Danhausen Truth win. But the Damian Priest Star Truth win.
But this match basically is Sami and Melo having a pretty competitive match. Sami's on the outside. Melo dives on him and tweaks his knee. And I could tell you at this point, his knee's not actually hurt, because he then hits the La Mystica later on. And you're like, okay, your knee's not hurt. You're just going to sell this for the rest of this match. I get it. Including like hitting a frog splash and not being able to cover because of his knee. And the first 48, that code breaker and holding his knee. And he's holding his knee and he's holding his knee. And finally the referee's checking him in the corner. And Sami Zayn just shrugs his shoulders and hits a haluva kick over the ref's shoulder and takes out Melo. And remember what Melo said earlier, Greg? Hey, man, if I beat you in this match, we're good. And they shook on it. He beat him in this match, Greg.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greg doesn't know what to say.
No, because this is not going to be the end of it.
No, because after this, our heel, Trick Williams, comes in, and he and Little Yachty beat down Sami Zayn. And the whole night, we've been talked about this really, but Sami's been getting booed this whole night. And at this point, he should just drape himself in a Saudi Arabian flag, start wearing boots with those big spikes on them, and start calling himself Sami Saudi Arabia, because he'll win the title next year as a heel in Saudi Arabia, where he's going to be a face in Saudi Arabia.
Sounds familiar.
Greg.
Good guy, bad guy, nobody knows. Crowd's on fire, but the story's broke. So let's all ask before we squeal. Tell me now, who's the heel?
All right, Brad.
It's dude, I know. And so we're going to go to the recap in a second. I'm just saying Pat McAfee's promise about bringing back the Attitude Era has happened, because nobody's a face, nobody's a heel, and we're painting in shades of gray all over again.
All right.
I know.
This is your SmackDown synopsis.
Greg, well, let's go through this show. So I'm dying to hear how you're going to grade Randy Orton opening promo. I'm putting everything together. Pat McAfee, Cody Rhodes. You got to either keep it, cut it, or speed it up as we play this.
We're going to keep it.
Oh, Greg, of course you are. I may have to add
Pat McAfee in post.
Oh, add in Pat McAfee in post. I was thinking about adding in I hear voices in our heads.
Oh,
because like he is the most over babyface in professional wrestling today, despite everyone's best efforts.
Fair enough.
Okay, and I'm just going to include that we kept all of that stuff, including the walk and talk at the end. What do you want to do with Rhea Ripley and Michin?
I think we can cut this.
I kind of like this match. I love Michin. I just feel bad for her.
Yeah, I just it was a fine match, but like I mean, now that I'm thinking more on it, like the ending is what's important here to bring Io Sky in. So I mean, maybe it's not really a full cut. Maybe it's more of a speed up.
It's a
yeah.
I mean, you just watch the movie. That should have been the go-to. I mean, listen, there's plenty of things for you to cut. The King of the Indies is in the back, Greg.
There you go.
And of course, your favorites, the MFTs, are in the back.
Oh, there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then the MFTs and the Wyatts are going to have a match. Uncle Howdy versus Tama Tonga.
Yeah, we can cut this.
See, Greg, I told you there was plenty of things for you to cut. You got cut happy early. It's like, don't waste the cuts yet, Greg, because there's too many things for us to cut. There's also...
Brad, listen now. There's no wasting of cuts. We've gotten the 3-hour SmackDown down to 15 minutes. Like,
Greg, you're also one of your personal favorites is here. Danhausen, The Miz, or Danhausen, R-Truth. So wait, this isn't Danhausen. This is Kit Wilson, Miz, and R-Truth.
Oh, we're keeping this.
Of course you are. That is
yeah.
Actually more like a
yeah.
There we go.
There's lots more still to cut though. Don't worry. There's still more stuff. Sami Zayn is going to celebrate his US title with Nick, and then Trick Williams comes out and Mello. What do you want to do with this one? I'm going to put all that junk together.
Yeah, we can keep this.
But I think we could probably
speed it up.
For sure. Like, there's just too much here. Oh boy, Greg. What happens when you have Aleister Black, who rarely wins, versus Matt Cardona, who almost never wins?
You get a cut.
I knew that was coming. Oh, okay. Bailey and Lyra are doing the one thing they shouldn't do, which is cut a promo in the back.
Yeah, we can cut this.
And by the way, for the Drew McIntyre and I'm gonna put Drew and Jacob together. What do you want to do with those, Greg? They're
Drew and
backstage.
Jacob?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you bet your ass we're gonna cut this.
Oh, that one gets a special. Because they're going to cut this promo 4 or 5 times. This was just made so that they would have things to intersect into the promo package. Alexa and Charlotte versus Lyra and Bailey. This is tough because this is a tough one.
Yeah, this is okay, but it's like, yeah. I don't even know what to do with this.
Greg, I'll tell you what this is. This is like this weird sound effect.
This is exactly why I say I'm all gas, no brakes with it.
Like normally Jacob says that at like 100 miles an hour and he's like screaming it. This one was like, I get what they're doing here, but like they're filling TV time. I understand it. They're trying to get these gals on TV, but there's got to be better. Like, I'll give you a better one. You ready? Why didn't they take one lady from each team and have a triple threat?
I wish I could tell you.
That's a great way to get everybody in. They're saving that for the week of WrestleMania. On Raw, we'll have a 4-way with the 4 teams. And then on SmackDown, we'll have 4-way with the other 4. And that way everybody gets a match.
That's distinctly possible.
Miz, Kit Wilson, and Danhausen.
Miz, Kit Wilson, and Danhausen, we're going to keep this.
You are the greatest of all time.
This combination of these 5, including very underrated backstage performer Damian Priest, is gold.
Yeah, loved it.
And I feel bad for the regular tag teams because as long as this combination exists, they're not getting any TV time.
That's distinctly possible.
If I were any of the guys in this tag division, I would be pitching, can Danhausen be my manager? Can Danhausen be our manager? Can Danhausen, like if I'm Fraxium, Danhausen's my manager. We will do like, I'll get a mask that looks like Danhausen. I'll start wearing Danhausen like paint. I'll sign whatever waiver required. We will come out to his music and we'll do all of the work in the ring. And Danhausen can just curse our opponents or do whatever and shake his teeth and we're over. Like, I am just going to save Fraxium's career. Do it, guys. Do it. I'm saving your career.
Kit Wilson posted on Twitter, Priest, toxic. Truth, toxic. Danhausen, toxic. Referee, toxic. Cody Rhodes, toxic, toxic, toxic.
Hey, speaking of Cody Rhodes, toxic, toxic, toxic. What do you want to do with Cody coming out and killing our guy?
Oh, I assumed you knew what I was doing, and then you were just... Yeah. I thought that was more of a I can't even think of the word right now. Yeah, where you didn't actually have to ask me the question.
Oh yeah, that was an obvious one. And same with the main event. A good match, but
yeah, didn't need it.
Yeah, so look, Greg, I think my statement is true. Actually, I will say this. When normal circumstances, when we watch it on Netflix a day after in a 2-hour area, we get 90 minutes, maybe in like 80 minutes of SmackDown. I think we had a very good 80-minute SmackDown last night that got stretched to 3.
Yeah, there's 2 really great things on the show. The first segment with Pat McAfee, and then the Danhausen stuff with the tags. And that to me was what I really enjoyed about SmackDown last night.
And the backstage stuff involving all of those characters was fantastic. The women's tag team match is just trying to figure out what it wants to do. And then if you flip in the other stuff, like there's a lot of building going on here, but then there's some other stuff where you're like, there's a lot of odd pieces on the show, like Mello, Black, Cardona. I'm going to throw the entire SmackDown tag division. And yeah, like we are basically building up a really deep pocket of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And I feel bad for some of the wrestlers on this roster, like Machine Guns. There are some Fraxium, really good wrestlers on this show who are like WWE doesn't know what they're doing with them.
Yeah, that's fair.
But on the other hand, I am 100% bought in. I am excited for Cody and Randy. And I would make the pitch to you right now that Cody Randy is the night 2 WrestleMania main event and should be the main event of everything.
Yeah, probably.
But is it going to be the main event of everything?
Wait and see.
Do you actually think there's a chance? I'm going to leave this with the viewers. Comment on the show. I don't think there's a chance, Greg, that this isn't night 1 main event. SmackDown will be the night 1. Raw will be the night 2. Do you think there's a chance they're going to switch these?
I would hope so.
Like, is that a hope or is that a realistic thing, Greg?
I don't know.
Ooh, so comment on the show.
You tell us.
Yeah, you tell us what you think.
All right.
Well, I think with that, Greg's had enough of Brad, and he's had enough talking about SmackDown for this week. We'll be back next week with another show as the road to WrestleMania has hit a few potholes, but we found some good roads here. And in Nova Scotia, that is a rare thing to have happen. For Greg, I'm Brad. Goodbye, friends.